So today I am going to break down exactly how I did $1 million in sales selling beats online. And this video is not really so much about just the strategies and tactics. I'll get a little bit into it, but I actually want to show you my PayPal account, the Stripe account, the back end dashboard of my beat store, my funnels, all that kind of stuff, so you can really see sort of the behind the scenes of what that actually looks like. And really my point of doing this is to inspire you as a producer, to show what's actually possible, because I think that a lot of times we think that the ceiling for what's possible is so much lower than what it really is. And I know for me, I've had a couple moments where I've had people show me what's possible, and that's changed everything for me. So that's my goal here. I'm going to get into it in just a second, I promise. But I do want to give a little bit of context because it's going to make this more meaningful. So super quick backstory on me. My name is Gabe Schillinger. I have a production team called Legion Beats. I've been producing and engineering for like 20 years. And the first like 15 years or so was more on the industry side of things. The last, I don't know, basically since 2014, 15, started selling beats online. When I started selling beats online, that introduced me to this whole world of marketing and business that I never had any interest in. Before that, the decade plus of my life that I was doing in music, all I cared about was being in the studio, producing and engineering. I, did producing and engineering, recording, mixing, stuff like that. But all of a sudden, I learned about marketing and business, and I actually really liked it. And it was really my buddy Domini who kind of first showed me what was possible as far as being a music producer and building a real business. Building a 6-figure business, building a 7-figure business from your music. And that got me really excited. Not just the money, which is cool, but like the actual process I actually got really excited about. And I'm not gonna go deep into the story. In fact, if you do want to hear the whole story, you can hear it on the Midi podcast completely for free. Go check it out on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever. Episode 1 is where I go into my whole backstory. So if you're interested, go check it out. But basically what ended up happening was started, selling beats online, started really getting into it, and started having some big successes. Like I did the first 6-figure launch in our industry, meaning my goal was to do over $100,000 in sales in 1 week selling beats online. We actually crushed that goal and did $200,000 in sales in 1 week selling beats online, which I know sounds crazy. I did over $1 million in sales total, well over, altogether. And, so of course, as I started doing this, people started hitting me up like, hey, how are you doing this? Like, how can you show me? Can you teach me? And, that kind of, made me realize 2 things. One, it made me realize that I love teaching because I started showing people and I was like, oh yeah, I love this. I'm geeking out about this marketing stuff, and now it's fun to share, and starting to get results for other people is actually really fun. And the other thing too is that if you can get results for people, if you can help people, with something that's important to them, especially something that's going to help people make money doing what they love, that's a very valuable thing. So this was in 2019. And I actually remember the date that we launched a new business called Midi, which was June 27th, 2019. I teamed up with my buddy Domini, and we created a business that was all about teaching other producers all the stuff that we had learned, creating a community, and really, showing what's really possible. And so what ended up happening was this, this was 2019. I started running ads and telling people about it. And so, of course, to catch people's attention and let them know I have some credibility, I started saying, hey, I made $1 million selling beats online. And at first it felt really weird. Like, people don't usually talk about how much money they make, and it felt really strange to me. But I realized this is probably a really good way to catch people's attention and show them, hey, I have something of value. You might want to pay attention. I can actually teach you something. So I started saying it, and I started putting it in ads, and I started putting it on posts and all over the place. And it did kind of 2 different things, I think. For some people, it was super inspiring, which was my whole goal, which again was like to show, hey, what's really possible here is probably a lot more than you think. And for other people, understandably, they were very skeptical. Some maybe if you're watching this, you might be maybe thinking like, there's no way this dude sold $1 million worth of beats. And I get that. For one thing, maybe you have no idea who I am, right? I'm not some huge industry producer, and it's a commonly held myth and belief that the only way to make a lot of money with music is to be somebody who's produced for huge artists and been in the industry and be, you know, on the Hot 100 and whatever. That's a whole nother story where, anyways, I'm not even going to get into that. So I get it. And the way that most producers sell beats online, it's pretty much impossible to make $1 million. And the way that we do it is completely differently. So, okay, so that's my preamble. Hopefully that wasn't too long. What are we already like 5 minutes in? I always do that. Anyways, let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Let me show you some of these actual screenshots and all that kind of stuff so that you can see, you can understand, you can believe without a shadow of a doubt that yes, you can do $1 million plus selling beats online. And hopefully along the way, I can even give you a couple insights into sort of what it looks like and what I did and how I did it. Let me take a quick sip of water here. Okay, so basically I have two payment processors that I use. One is called Stripe. So when somebody wants to pay for something with the credit card, they use Stripe. And then PayPal. You guys are all familiar with PayPal. So I've got my Stripe pulled up here. You can see I've got one Stripe account here. It's called Stripe 2. You can see my all-time gross is over $1 million on this Stripe account. I've got another Stripe account. I separate them out. I have one that's for my membership and one that's for beat packs. I'll show you both of those things in a second. So this is my other Stripe account. You can see from all time that's another 611,000. So we're already well over $1 million in revenue. I'll show you my PayPal in a second, but I do want to mention one thing. So I started selling courses, you know, we're really just one course to start, but now we've kind of expanded, about selling beats online. It was June 27th, 2019. And this is very well documented. Feel free to do a little detective work. If you go to like my Producer Grind podcast interview that was in 2019, I talk about how I recently released it and whatever. Everything's on the internet. It's not going to be too hard to find. And so sometimes also people say, well, I believe you did $1 million, but it must have been from selling courses, not from selling beats. So let me just show you on here. If I just change the date to everything before I ever sold one course in my life. And remember, feel free to dig. You can tell that I never sold a course before June 27th, 2019. So on this one Stripe account, we're going to go to, what is that? What did I just say? 06, 2019. Let's see if this wants to work. January 1st. Sorry. We'll get there. I'm going to go to June 27th, 2019. All right. Bam. June 27th, 2019. So this is only up until before I sold my first course ever. Oh, that's June 30th. Don't want to have any dispute here. June 27th. It's rounded to match. All right. So you guys will give me 3 days, right? Okay, cool. So 492.5 thousand is the amount there. It's about 500,000, but 492,000. Great. That's on this one Stripe account. On the other Stripe account, let's see what we got for that same amount of time. We're only going to go up until June 2019. Bam. Where are we at? Well, I'll do June 27th, but I think it's going to round up. Fine, that's another 189. Okay, so and that's Stripe only, right? So where we're at, I think it was about 500,000 on the other one. It's another 200,000-ish, 700,000, maybe a little bit less. We can get the exact numbers in a second, but you'll see it won't matter because it's gonna be well over. Okay, let's go over to PayPal. So here we are in PayPal. I can refresh just so you know there's no like Photoshop magic or I don't know whatever anything crazy. And for PayPal, I'm going to show you, let's just go, 2019. PayPal alone did $433,000 in revenue. 2020, we did so far, and this is September 13th when I'm recording this. We already did 425,000, so we're on pace to actually beat last year just on PayPal alone. One thing that you might be wondering is, 2020, cool. But how do I know that's not like Midi money? So I actually have a separate Midi money PayPal account that I have set up here. You can see right here, clearly says Midi money. This one says Legion. Again, no I'm gonna have to log back in. Hold on, let me do that off screen real quick. But you can tell that these are in fact two different accounts. And I'm just making a big deal of it because, again, the point is, if you really believe it, then it can be inspiring. If you don't, then it just looks like I'm not telling the truth. So, anyways, okay, so here we go. Bam, Midi Money account. You can see it's different. They have to be in two separate windows because you can't sign into two PayPal accounts in the same browsing session. Hopefully, this loads up quickly. I hope this is interesting. I know, at least for the people who are really skeptical, at least this will, help put things to rest. And in a second, when I get a little deeper into some of the different components, hopefully there'll actually be some actionable lessons in here. But again, if nothing else, I do really, the point is for it to be inspiring. It, when I saw that Anno Domini, what he had done with his business, it changed what I believe was possible. He showed he had done, I remember I saw he did a presentation. He was showing he did $100,000 in sales in 1 month from selling beats online. And I remember when I heard that, it blew my mind because I was like, that can't be possible. But then when I saw that he had really done it, it changed what I believe was possible. And that belief did way more for me than anything else. Now, of course, from there, once I had that belief, then it was like, okay, what are the strategies? What are the tactics that I can apply? But that belief is what allowed me to do it. So that's kind of why I'm showing this. Okay. Anyways, Legion, here's Midi Money. If you want to see what Midi Money PayPal has done in 2020, over $100,000. Not too bad. Definitely something that I am proud of. Midi Money is going great. But this is about Legion beats, selling beats. So you can see 2020 there. If we go to 2019, 433,000. Okay, so we're trying to get to $1 million total before ever even selling a course, right? So let's go here. Let's get some precise numbers here. So this is from January 2016, which I guess is when I opened this account, to June 30th, 2019. So we've got 189.6, which is $189,600. Bam. If we go to our other Stripe account, which, remember, these are both Legion, and it doesn't matter because, remember, we did not launch Midi Money until July or June 27th, 2019. Let's go back here to July. We're gonna get to June. Awesome. Okay, so now that's 492.5, which is 492,500. So our total now is 682,000. That's just on the Stripe side. Now let's go over to PayPal. I already know PayPal is weird about doing more than 1 year, but let's just try it. Let me move this out of the way. Let's just try it and see if it'll work. So I'm going to go, let's just say 2016, all the way up until June 27, 2019. Yeah, so it does a weird thing, but that's okay. We can still figure it out. Let's just go, for example, 2019. Let's see. What if we did 2019? We're going to go to June. Sorry, guys. Again, not sure that this is extremely interesting to everybody, but I know some of you guys really want to know. So that's why I'm doing it. All right, so let's go here. Let's see if it'll show us at least 2018. I think a little over a year it'll show before it crashes. Okay, so here is at least the year before, or year and a half before. Still not everything, but where are we at so far? $682,100. Here's another 311,335. Ooh, getting close. $993,435. Now this is only going back to 2018, so we're gonna get there. Let's just do 2017 on its own. 1117 to 123117. We're gonna get there, guys. Great. There's another 121,567 plus 121,567. Bam! $1.1 million. You see right there. $1.1 million. Great. And that doesn't even go back, 2016, 2015, 2014, anything like that. Okay, so we got that cleared up. Everybody's good. Awesome. Let's get into a little bit of the specifics. If you've ever, heard me talk about what I do, the way that I, my business model, and my business partner and Domini's business model, a Beat store is a small part of it. It's not the main part of it. But I did want to show you my Beat stars. Just so you can kind of see, we do make money there. It's not too bad, gross 130,000. That means money came in, discounts, collabs. So if we worked on a beat with somebody, Beat stars used to take a percentage. Great. So about 96,000. Cool. From the Beat store, respectable. This right here is a membership that we do. And, whenever you can add continuity, a subscription to a business, that's a great thing. Obviously, it's really hard to do. You need to be able to give enough value so that somebody wants to continue every year. And I never recommend starting there. Always get really good at being able to sell individual offers, packages, bundles, individual beats even first, build up your base, and then later go for a membership. But anyways, so just showing you, let's see, just for 2020, we've collected 68,000. Not too bad. We've slowed down a little bit on the Legion side. The truth is, since we launched Midi Money, it's been a lot of my focus. I do still sell beats. Legion is still going strong, as you can see from these numbers, but the focus is not as much there. As you can see in 2019, a little bit more. We did over 200,000 as far as kept revenue, and even a little bit more if you count the gross. 2018, you can kind of see our membership revenue. It's thinking. Yeah, another 165,000. So that's, a good, whatever that range was, I don't know, between $100,000 and $200,000 a year or so from that membership, that continuity program. This is ClickFunnels. This is sort of where basically the main part of where I sell beats comes from. And you can kind of see, okay, last 12 months, 1.249 million, not too bad. And then here's just a couple specific funnels. So you can see this one did about $36,000. This one is what we call like our evergreen or front end funnel. And essentially the idea here is this is how we bring in new leads. And the idea is we want to bring in new leads, meaning people onto our email list, so that we can start that relationship with them, start to get to know them, and ultimately start selling them great offers where we give them a ton of value. Anyways, we've got a whole thing about that. I'm trying not to go too much off on tangents here, but if you want to learn more about that, either check out the Midi Money podcast, or if you go to midimoney.com/training, we have a free training that very specifically talks about this exact process. Here's another one. This one did $200,000 in revenue. Not too bad. Here's another funnel, did basically $77,000 in revenue. Just to show you, just because this, if you're not used to this, you might have no idea what we're looking at here. So if I go here, there's these different steps of the quote unquote funnel, and all a funnel is just, what is your process? How does your business work? How do you get somebody who has no idea who you are all the way to liking you, trusting you, and buying from you and continuing to buy from you and having that long-term mutually beneficial working relationship? And part of that is setting up pages in a strategic order. So just to kind of show you what this one looks like, page one, this was this was a launch that we did. And you can see the first thing is like, hey, we're going to give you some free beats. A lot of times that's a great way to get, to sort of start that relationship, give them something free. They opt in for the free beats. Page two, we had this very special offer. This offer was literally only available for a week, but it did very, very well. And then we talk about, what's the offer, what are all the bonuses, and all that kind of stuff. So again, that's a little bit outside the scope of this video. We're already like 20 minutes in. I always do that. I always make this way too long. But if you want to learn more about that process, how we actually, where, as you can see, most of the money really comes from, head over to midimoney.com/training to learn more about that. So, all right, that is pretty much the deal, the breakdown that's showing the exact behind the scenes where, that $1 million plus in revenue came from. And that was, again, just showing you, up until Midi Money, we've been Legion is still going strong, so we've made quite a bit more than that. But I just wanted to show you without a shadow of a doubt, even before, only before June 2019, that we had in fact done over $1 million in revenue. And hopefully that you find that inspiring. Hopefully that opened your eyes to what is possible. If that is the case, then I have done my job here. If you've lasted this long, I really appreciate you hanging out. I hope this was interesting again. And if nothing else, inspiring. Please check out the podcast, Midi Money Podcast. It's completely free. We basically teach everything we know. And then, if you want to go deeper and you want to get coaching and you want to join our community and all that kind of stuff, there's ways to do that. But the podcast is a great way to start. Just search for Midi Money Podcast on YouTube or on wherever you listen to podcasts. Any questions at all, hit me up at Legion Gabe on Instagram or info@midimoney.com. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.